everybody, it's the interview queen Alicia Atout here reporting on behalf of WrestleRave, and I am delighted to be joined by the queen of House Rose, Raychell Rose. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Very excited to have you on. It's an exciting time in general, as you'll soon be wrestling at WrestleRave's debut event on August 21st in Houston, WrestleRave Emergency. So how excited are you to debut at their huge debut?
You know, I'm actually super excited. When they reached out to me, just like the whole like vibe of the event sounded super unique and cool to me. So I always love wrestling in unique situations and environments. So I think it'll be a fun time.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it and check everything out. When it comes to your match, you'll actually be facing Nevaeh, who I've got to say, I've seen wrestle quite a few times in person, and she just throws opponents around like it's nothing. So what's your mindset heading into the match? Because as I've seen, you kick some booty in the ring too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to wrestle Nevaeh. She's very impressive. But like it's in Texas, it's in Houston. And like it's almost home field advantage for me.
Yes.
So I'm pretty excited. I think I know how this one's gonna turn out. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I'm excited to get in there with her.
As I said before, we're all excited to watch it. I feel like there's so many matchups that are unexpected here, so it's going to keep everyone on their toes for sure. And before walking through that curtain, I know some wrestlers listen to music, others do push-ups, some just sit there in silence. So what's kind of your pre-ring routine when you kind of are just getting ready to go out there and entertain everybody and of course get the W?
So before matches, I'll usually stretch and listen to a little bit of music. Sometimes I won't listen to music and I'll just kind of like think through some stuff in my head, but I try and get into like a mindset before I go out where I'm just like very confident and very like ready. You know what I mean? Like I try and like, you know, like believe that shit basically.
Yeah.
So I try and get to a very like Raychell mindset whenever I'm out there.
And you had mentioned spinning some tunes there. So who are some of your go-tos before actually going out there?
I do love me some Billie Eilish. I do like listening to Eminem sometimes when I need to get like pumped up.
Gets you hyped.
Like, he's just like the most confident person I've ever like heard. Yeah. So like if I need confidence, Eminem. But yeah, it's like either very like intense music or very chill music, depending on like what I need.
I love that juxtaposition. But hey, at least you got both in the back pocket, pending your mood prior, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I know that you've shared before how being at wrestling shows just truly feels like home for you. So when did you realize how passionate you really were about wrestling and it started to give you that homey feel inside?
So wrestling's been like in my house forever because my dad's a huge wrestling fan. And then when he took me to my first live event, I was just like everything about it, like I loved it. And so it went from like just liking it on TV to like I wanted to go to every event that was close by at all. And then that. Like after that first event was whenever I like first started saying I was gonna be a wrestler.
I think it's amazing because it was the same for me. My dad would always watch wrestling when I was 2 or 3. So it's been in my life since I can remember. And the first kind of glimmer I can envision was definitely Hell in a Cell, Foley and Taker. So do you remember that first moment for you? Or is it kind of just, it's always been there and it's a bit of a blur in that sense?
I don't remember the first like moment, like with it being on TV and stuff. I just remember it being there like all the time. Like I just remember hearing names like, yeah. My dad loved Kevin Nash a lot. He loved Jake the Snake. So like I just remember those like names and people, not necessarily like matches.
Right. Well, I'm glad you mentioned names there because it's amazing how much weight a simple name can carry. And when I introduced you, rightfully so, it was as the Queen of House Rose. So when did that nickname come about? Was it something that was given to you or something you bestowed upon yourself?
So the Queen bit was actually from a fan. He started it as I think just like encouragement, like cheering for me when I would come out. He was at like almost every show I was at, and he would just scream "Yes, Queen!" like every time I was in the ring. And so it started catching on. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, maybe I could, you know, make something with this. But then I was thinking about it, like so many people call themselves the Queen or like something to that nature. And I didn't want to be a tall blonde girl who called herself the Queen. because I feel like
No,
that can cause problems.
It's true. You got to watch out for that stuff. I was happy I was brunette when everyone started hashtagging interview queens. I was like, okay, I think I won't get much heat. So you had a really, genuinely, you went a clever route with that.
So I tried to think of like the queen of what, like what am I the queen of kind of deal. And then with the name Raychell Rose, it was just kind of like the queen of like this specific thing that I created as in House Rose.
Mm-hmm. No, it definitely sticks and works perfectly. Like I like how it just flows off the tongue very, very easily. Now, not long ago, you actually wrestled in a baseball stadium, which is a pretty sweet spot to come out to. So where's the weirdest or coolest place you've ever wrestled?
That's crazy. I'd say the coolest was probably the baseball stadium.
Okay.
Just because it's just a very neat environment, and it's almost like, because it's even if there's like not a full stadium, it's still a stadium, and you're still looking out at like all of these seats, and it's just like in the back of your head, it's almost motivating where you're like, one of these days, like these seats are going to be filled, and I'm gonna be here, and it's gonna be crazy kind of deal. So I think the baseball stadium might have been one of my favorites. I'm trying to think most unique. I don't know. I feel like a lot of them, like I wrestled at a lot of breweries.
Right.
I wrestled in a mall. There's for Sabotage Wrestling.
Cool.
They have their setup in a mall. So that's kind of cool.
I can imagine the looks you guys, just like regular people, no idea what's going on. They're passing by like, you guys.
There's a lot of like people like peeking their head and like, what is this?
I want to go to a show in a mall. I've done signings in malls and people stare, so I can't imagine actually seeing like the action there. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, as much as I absolutely love hearing wrestling stories, I'm a huge music lover, and I know I asked you prior who were some bands you listened to before you actually walk out to the ring. But the last thing I wanted to ask you about today is if you could have any band write you some entrance music, who would you love to see do so?
Oh, that would be so I think like the easiest answer would be Billie, because I use one of her songs for a lot of my shows.
Right.
On the indies. You Should See Me in a Crown. It's like a remix of that song. So I feel like it would be appropriate to have her actually write me a song.
Very.
And then on Twitter, I get tagged every once in a while. Apparently there's a K-pop artist that looks like me.
I saw that.
Yeah, I forget her name every time I see it, but I guess that would be a thing because we are apparently twins. But I also love the vibe of Evanescence. I've always loved Evanescence, and I think it would like very much fit the whole vibe I give off. So I think like Evanescence, like Amy Lee OG Evanescence would be like,
I can genuinely envision that working so perfectly with your attitude, your strut. Chef's kiss, fingers crossed, eh?
For real, be like, what's up, Amy Lee?
Yes, you know what's strange? You never know what can come from a tweet. I've had some weird stuff come from just sending a tweet. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Well, I want to say thank you so much, Raychell, for coming on here, for taking the time. It's been a delight being able to chat with you.
Oh, no, it was great. Thank you.
Of course, to everyone watching, this has been the lovely Raychell Rose. Don't forget, tickets are on sale now for WrestleRave's debut event, WrestleRave Emergency, happening on August 21st, featuring not only Raychell Rose, but also her opponent, Nevaeh. We have Fuego del Sol, Sam Beal, and many others. So until then, I'm Alicia Atout signing off on behalf of WrestleRave, and we'll see you all very soon. Bye, everybody.